kind of, key elements have to be taken in consideration when building out a content strategy for those?
Of the company. In
Yeah.
some cases, it's much more important the expert name. He may be the founder of the company.
A lot of people who were actually running the offline businesses, they are slowly coming into the online.
The issue is how to build a sort of equilibrium between the effort. In LinkedIn, there's a lot of valuable content and infographics and tutorials, even for
B2B, it's been scaling really quickly at the moment. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of the Agency Growth Lab. Today, we have a special guest who has powerhouse of knowledge in B2B content marketing. Joining us is Andrea Paternostro, who is a professor of digital marketing, branding, and consumer behavior at University Cattolica Milano. And in today's episode, we'll deep dive in Andrea's incredible journey in SEO. We'll also uncover his content marketing strategies, which is really helping out clients to deliver the top-notch results in SEO. So thanks for joining us today, Andrea. How are you?
Hi, Roin, and thank you for having me, and to everybody who will listen to this. And I'm fine, thanks. Just very busy, as
Yeah.
every year, every time of the year that we come to May, June, and this, just before summer.
Yeah.
It's very busy. I have also a double job because I am both a professor, and a marketer. So it's quite tough, but it's good.
Yeah. I can imagine. Nah, it's a pleasure to have you up here, man. It's really great. And so, yeah, Andrea, just tell us a bit about yourself. I mean, like, how did you get started in SEO? Because I've actually interviewed a lot of people, and they've been running some kind of an agency and that kind of things. But yeah, working as a digital marketer in a proper university, it's the very first time for me as well. So tell us a bit about yourself. I mean, like, just how the whole thing gets started.
Yeah, I actually started many years ago with the search engine optimization, but the milestone was in 2012, because in 2012 I founded the Milano Weekend, my digital newsroom with some journalists writing articles about leisure events in Milan.
Yeah.
Milan is very competitive city. It's
Is
the center. It's a strong business city. It's a very competitive, even from a business publishing perspective. So you learn how to compete. You must learn how to succeed in such a crowded business environment. So we needed to stand out. And thanks to CIO, thanks to the passion about for content and also the technical side, we managed to have some nice traffic and to position ourselves in the publishing market here in Italy. Not only Milan, but also we receive traffic and visits from every part of Italy, because Milan people from Milan are great travelers, so they often go abroad. We talk about weekends, so that they travel a lot, and we must inform and keep them informed. And so it's a terrific job. We do this with a lot of passion. I was forced to specialize in CIO, and also I'm working since 2020 for a B2B software company, which has an important international presence. The nice thing is the possibility to mix the B2C challenges in the editorial side, the publishing side, and the B2B challenges as a tech company. It's such a different effort in optimization.
Oh yeah, now I can imagine because especially the content side and B2B, it's been scaling really quickly at the moment. And especially post-COVID, a lot of people who were actually running the offline businesses, they are slowly coming into the online business era as well. So yeah, the demand is kicking in. It's a lot of new opportunities coming in for the SEOs as well. So the content is king. We always say we've been hearing for a long time. So why do you believe content marketing is crucial for B2B businesses?
Because I see when leads arrive via mail, when we get notifications, we get pretty excited because just this morning, lead wrote us, we found this company on the web. So
Yeah,
people are writing us, are filling out the forms that we have on our landing pages, and all is driven by content because our landing pages, our most valuable resource is a white paper in the case of the B2B company where I'm in charge of content marketing. Because when you have such a complex product as a platform, for example, for data management in the enterprise, you really, as a content marketer, you really are a focal point of information management and sharing throughout the organization. So you talk with your subject matter experts in your company, and if the content flows, if you are able to produce nice web papers and your colleagues are there to help because they want, of course, to give value to the product through content, it's such a nice thing to see that this is a process ending with the lead generation for real. Because you help with the valuable content, you help people solve problems and make clear vision, give a clear vision of a complex situation or issue maybe in the market. Let's say data management, for example, data quality. My colleagues are among the best professionals in the field of data quality and data governance. Let's say that with the current hype of artificial intelligence, if you don't have data quality, you are just wasting money. You cannot train properly algorithms. So that, for example, last week we organized the press event here in Turin, in Italy. We invited the journalists from Milano and Turin, and several journalists came, and now they are publishing their articles with a fresh viewpoint on the importance of data quality, which was not stressed enough by other players. So we can provide value by stressing the importance, for example, of having quality data. Without quality data, you cannot simply take advantage of AI. So
yeah,
you know how they say in informatics, garbage in, garbage out.
yeah. Because at the moment, that's kind of a same thing what the people are doing. They're just pushing out the button, the AI softwares, and they're just putting in I mean, like thousands of articles on their website. And in reality, those articles, none of them is actually getting them any kind of a traffic as well, because sometimes the article are not kind of a quality. It's easy to get the factual data from ChatGPT kind of a tools, but it is actually hard to structure that out properly. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can understand like people, they just finding it easy, but in reality, it's they're not doing any purpose at all. I mean, like they're just filling out their servers only. So
Yeah.
when you let's say you are getting a new B2B client, or any of your student getting a new B2B client, like how do you go about develop a content strategy for them? What kind of I mean, key elements have to be taken in consideration when building out a content strategy for those clients?
I can say that these days we are lucky that, for example, for LinkedIn, there's a lot of valuable content and infographics and
Mm,
tutorials, even for us as B2B marketers. So you are not alone
yeah,
in building a strategy. The issue is how to build a sort of equilibrium between the effort in studying new kind of strategies and execution time
Yep.
and the operations. So, for example, I'm writing a book about content operations, which
Okay.
is a field of study which is so valuable, for example, in the United States, but not yet in Italy, as I feel that it will be. It will be important for professionals, for B2B professionals, before thinking of content strategies, thinking of process, the content process and how to fit process into an actual organization. Because if you don't fit the process, you cannot scale. You know, the key today is how you find your way for content from start to scale. There's a recent book that is called just like this, from start to scale. In a content production process, there may be 50, 60, 70 steps. You consult the experts in the organization. You have to create a layout. You have to proofread the text. You mentioned the ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a huge help in the first steps of the idea generation, organization of the brief, how you can stimulate your colleagues to produce better content. But their domain expertise is the only thing that can help you produce something interesting for a public, for a target. So only if there's a domain knowledge of the matter, of the field, you can
Yeah.
produce something that will convert and will become a lead. If you talk about the lead generation, we need to offer value because there is too much low value content on the web.
So when you say the person need to understand the domain properly, do you mean by topical maps that the person should be having a
Uh,
very good idea about the overall structure? I mean, like what the let's say it is some kind of like a supplement, then the person should be having a very good idea about what the benefit of that supplement is, what the ingredients of that supplement is, the overall about that domain, that industry in itself. Is that what you mean?
I mean, domain knowledge by experts in your own field. Two examples: risk management and ESG, environmental
Yes.
and societal governance.
Yes.
These are two complex fields.
Yep.
I used to usually I talk with experts within the company. We have some kind of confrontation, and then maybe after some days or week, we are ready to produce. We align ourselves on the content objectives and goals, so that we are ready to produce a valuable white paper, for example, or a valuable, a really converting landing page.
Yep.
So it's my job as a CIO expert, of course, to match this domain knowledge with the topical authority, which you mentioned, which is so important
Yep.
today because it's part of our job towards Google and
Yep.
our effort to make Google understand that we are the reliable industry sources in that field. So that, for example, when AI overview will be rolled out also in Italy, on elsewhere in other countries.
Yep.
Google may select our company as a valuable source for AI overview, because otherwise we won't be selected simply, and we risk to disappear. We
Mm.
risk to precipitate below I don't know how many hundred of pixels in the CIRP, in the search engine results page. This is the new CIO we needed to do. We must be, it's of course something that always been like this. You always, but more than ever, more than in the past, you must be a topical and reliable source.
So have you read any of the Google patents as well?
Many of the Google?
Yeah, the Google manuals, the patents in the form of,
Yeah, about the leaks, the recent leaks.
yeah, there was a lake. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's something. Did you get a chance to read that?
Yeah, yeah, a bit. They just confirmed what one in
Oh,
the community was saying. So we had some suspects, some hints, and I let me add that Google can say everything and have their PR activities and everything
true.
you want. But for example, there's a recent study. The last week, it was published a study about the importance of links,
Yeah,
saying that I don't know if 100 or 1,000 first sites in the rankings, 96 of them
yep.
have quality links from several and multiple domains. So how can you be competitive, really, without links? Whoever believed that this was not possible, that this was not true.
Yeah.
So you
It
can say everything
was
for
them.
your PR as a company, but the reality is that people studying and testing and doing CIO with research, with effort, with knowledge of the matter, they always believed in the importance of good
I
links.
all solutions, I feel like the people they want some kind of instructions. I think I don't know. I didn't read those in Google Algo Leak myself. I just took a quick glimpse of that one and that's it. Didn't do much about it. So let's talk about the branding. I mean, like, let's say there is some company which is starting in, especially the e-commerce, because I mainly work in the e-commerce industry myself as well. So how they can go about build a brand in the competitive online environment?
I think that today it's not enough stressed the importance of one word, which is positioning.
Yep.
It's a marketing classic published by Alrias and Jack Truth in 1980. So how many years? More than 40 years, almost half a century. But it's so strong and true today, so valuable. Not because I will start a course about positioning
Yes.
this September. But I always, it's many years since I think of the importance of this because you get plenty of lists of tutorials, of example, more with AI, the 50 ways you should make this prompt to get results. This is good, this is nice. I love this kind of resource. We are overwhelmed on LinkedIn of this kind of resource, but where is the positioning strategy?
Yes.
So the true word is positioning if you wanna stand out in a competitive crowd, because it's almost half a century that the great authors in the marketing field stressed the importance of being first
Mm.
in your niche, in your little field in which you can compete. So the long tail theory is really very, very important today for positioning. But if you are the second, you of course you have more to do. You need at least to be aware if you're founding a new brand of this problem, of this issue. If you are aware, so you can talk about omni-channel. You can take steps for being online, offline, on life, someone says, because there's almost no distinction today between online or offline, maybe. You can talk about messy needles, so trying to govern the customer journey, trying to map the customer journey and an attribution model for your marketing. Before that, you need the positioning. This is what I don't see too much too many people talking about that as it should, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. It's very important that a person and a brand should position themselves as an authority in the field, like what they're doing. And it's worth it's really be important to building out a trust as well and to the people they are selling it. So the final two questions which I really want to know, Andrea, that's um, consumer behavior. I know like you've been doing a lot of work on the consumer behavior as well. Like, so when it comes to consumer behavior, how important it's is like understanding the engagement of someone on the website. Like someone is coming, let's say we built out a nice piece of content that is very good. The traffic is coming in. I mean, like the content has started ranking as well. The traffic is coming in as well
Yeah.
now. Now the next step is to understand the consumer
Yeah.
engagement, the consumer behavior, how they are reacting at the moment when they are coming on the website. So
I'd say that heat maps are a nice way to
yep.
understand. Um, I put a lot of effort in this, especially when I teach in academy to young people which are building their first website. I try to say, okay, you are used to infinite scrolling, for example. You do that on Instagram, on TikTok, but in the website, especially in a company website,
Yep.
really what an heat map shows us that the zone below the bottom of the page is always very cold. It's
Mm.
always blue, so few people click there. Luckily, I'm a specialist in WordPress, also active in the community. So I have been a speaker, organizer. I got super specialized in WordPress. WordPress, for example, has a lot of resources useful for templatization today. We need templatization because we need to build the components, fixed components for the layout of our website. These fixed components can be changed site-wide if we understand that people are clicking, that the layout is working or not working. Usually you understand this because you search, you see a lot of tools, of course. Starting from the ranking results, because in the Google Search Console, our job as CIO is to maximize the CTR. CTR is a huge problem now that AI is making our rankings below go down in the page.
Yep.
So when people are finally inside the website, you
Yep.
must know that your job isn't done. Your job is not finished. How to maximize the internal CTR is your problem when people are inside your website. I can say that, for example, some markup tools are very useful. There are some markup tools that you can give to your colleagues or your clients
Yep.
so that they can comment a specific part of their website, so you collect feedback. If you collect feedback in an easy way, there is, for example, markup.io, which is a great tool. It's a free plan, so you can comment together the web pages, and you can use it before launching the website, but you can also use it after. So for a restyling of the website to make the website better, because you see data. You see data in Google Analytics, you see data
Mhm.
in Google Search Console, you see data in Hotjar if you use Heatmaps, which is as a free plan of 2000 visits, if I remember okay.
Even
So
that Microsoft Clarity is kind of a free tool as well. They do a lot of the heat maps. We can get it and we can then.
Yeah, it's nice. I started with simple tools, affordable by everyone with the free version. So Clarity can be great for
Yeah,
scaling installations, but
having.
in any time that which I plan tool selection, I always try to think which kind of contest. I mean, if I'm a
Yeah.
small business, medium or large enterprise, which is it's the correct way of choosing, I think, because it's not
Mm.
easy to scale
Yeah.
tools for in a small business
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah, no, that's true. And just a very final question, Andrea, is EAT, EEAT. How important you reckon is EAT for the e-commerce websites? And why I said e-commerce is because they do not get too many places where they can add content. The product pages obviously is has a very small descriptive to the point stuff. So in that particular case, I mean, like how they can go about improve the EAT for their for the e-commerce websites, I mean.
Oh, I have an example. I taught a CIO in a small company, which is a producer of in the industrial automation field,
Mm,
interfaces between the human and computers. So, for example, industries plans buy their product.
yep,
For example, panel PC or industrial computers, where it can be managed by employees, and so the machine
yep.
can do the production. This is the example. The founder of this company is an authority, a person, one of the people with the best knowledge of some kinds to produce some particular keyboards. I don't remember if industrial keyboards may be something you can see in ATM when you take cash, for example, when you go to your bank. You know that they must be very robust. They
Mm,
must be rugged, this kind of machine.
mm,
So his name and surname are the name and surname that Google knows to be an expert in the field, more than the brand name of the company. In
yep,
some cases, it's much more important the expert name. He may be the founder of the company. The company may be established from several years, but you are a person going visiting clients to
mm,
sell, and
mm,
known for your knowledge of the matter as a person, as an individual. So Google is going to give value to this.
yep,
Maybe in some other fields which are not industrial, maybe information management, for example. There's a colleague of mine which
mm,
is the Italian authority on information governance. So
mm.
sometimes you are more famous than the
Ve-
company name
Yep.
as an individual. This is the key factor for EAT, because if these people manage their knowledge panel in Google or other search engines, if they manage the clues, the hints that they send to the search engine to say, hey, I am the expert in the field. So there's the company, of course, but I am the expert. So the job here of SEO is to give the more possible transparency to
Mm,
Google and the signals via social media mentions of the person related to the brand, for example, signals via digital PR activity on the
yep,
newspapers and magazines. You must associate this person to
yep.
the company.
So you mean to say like listing out a proper team page on the website that can be additional signals, having a PR kind of a thing, like a press release can help,
Of course,
and
press
and,
room pages,
and
who we
some,
are pages, and
yep, and privacy policy, that kind of mandatory pages as well. And then on top of that, you said like it could be like to get published on the reputable places where there is some big name magazines, because Google find them as a good authority sources as well.
the value of the off-page CIO is not really understood in
Mm,
companies, because it's much more easy to understand the value of the on-page
yep,
CIO, on-page
yep,
activities, because you see your website pages. You can
yeah,
see them. You can see if they load quickly. You can see if the layout is good, if the
yep,
font is
layout.
nice, if the palette of the brand colors are good. But you don't see the off-page optimization. But
Yep,
it in a competitive environment, the off-page is the really the key success factor.
yep. No, that's super good actually. Now that there was all the information you provided, that was really good, man. That's very insightful in the sense the person can go and improve their eat factors, they can go and improve their content strategy. And the most important thing was the consumer behavior, because I guess most of people they agree with me, like built out the sites, the agencies they build out the site and they just leave it and they feel like okay, it is doing the work. but this is where we need to put on a proper user experience kind of hat onto ourselves. We need to say if it's really user friendly and the people they are finding it easy to navigate around the website, if the buttons are properly clickable or not, how the heat maps are really doing. If the heat maps, like you said, we can understand if the elements they are up, they are down, the people have to scroll too much to find out their way going further. So all these things really help with the consumer behavior. Eventually, it improves the dwell time as well on the website, and helps in some way or another in the rankings as well.
Yeah, in B2B menus, for example,
Yes,
sticky menus are growingly important because
yes,
people don't want to scroll down in huge pages. They
yes,
just want to know always where to click for important things. For example, take me to product demo, take
yes,
me to the video tour of the product.
yes,
So
yes,
quick
yes, yes.
links inside and the sticker floating, always visible.
Yes, true. Now, thanks for that, Andrea. This is actually very kind of a golden information, I would say. And yeah, thanks for having us be on this show as well, and sharing all this knowledge with all the viewer. And yeah, for the people who want to know more about you, I'll definitely put your LinkedIn URL into the video description as well once the video this podcast goes live. And so yeah, if they want more information or anything, they can always touch base with yourself, send you the LinkedIn connect, and can work it out that way as well.
With pleasure. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, and bye bye.
Bye.